to start this video with an enthusiastic shout out to Jay Cameron and the whole team at Maximum Impact Travel. They do an absolutely phenomenal job with their tours in Ghana and other African countries. So if you're considering a trip to the motherland, you need to keep Maximum Impact Travel at the top of your list. Let me just be direct. Book your trip with Jay. So our day started with a driving tour through Old Accra, and this was our chance to take in many of the sites in Jamestown. And this is one of the oldest districts in the city. The first day in a new place, it's sensory overload. I wasn't yet used to seeing, merchants and food vendors lined along the streets, ladies carrying their loads on their heads, children playing at their mother's legs, and yes, animals free to roam the sidewalks and the streets. But I loved it though. It was like all these moments of many awakenings happening in my spirit, and this is the beauty of travel. So our first stop was at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial. There's so much history here and lots to learn about Ghana gaining its independence from Great Britain. And it's funny how travel can help you connect the dots, right? Like visiting this site, while there, it occurred to me, I started to remember that I had first heard of Kwame Nkrumah watching the episode of Crown on Netflix. And this is the episode where Queen Elizabeth met with Kwame Nkrumah and the delegates there. They were negotiating the Ghana's independence from Great Britain. So season 2, episode 8, and they were in Accra, Ghana. Thought that was interesting. So one of the many great tour guides we had, right? We had a few. They were all very good on this trip. This is him giving us the history of the site. He told us about how Kwame Nkrumah came to be president and their political struggles, that were endured. There's a statue of him in front of the mausoleum where his remains now are. He's buried there with his wife, Fatima, who's from Egypt. And the statue is of him in this stance that symbolizes his slogan, which is forward ever, backward never. I thought that was pretty powerful. There are fountains that are in front of the memorial with statues of horn blowers, and these horn blowers kind of symbolize the ushering in of a new era, since he was responsible for the freedom and independence gained there. So that's what those statues represent. The location of the mausoleum, get this, it's in downtown Accra, but it's on the same site where a polo club used to be, and this is a area of town where at one point black people were not allowed. So it's kind of a full circle moment for the president and prime minister to now be remembered there in this mausoleum and memorial. So of course I was taking loads of pictures of the plants and trees, and I noticed this one tree. I had to look up the species of it. It looked like something you would see maybe in the mountain regions here in North America, but I looked it up. Turns out it is a native of Polynesia. It's a Polynesian pine or Norfolk pine, native to the Pacific Islands, actually. And apparently it can grow in any warm tropical climate. So yeah, there it is, thriving right there in Accra. So yeah. The next stop for us was a visit to Independence Square, or Black Star Square. I've seen it referred to as both. And this monument was commissioned to celebrate Ghana's independence, in 1957. There's also Independence Arc, which is across the street, and there's like this beautiful view of the Gulf. The sea is so pretty. Beautiful view of the ocean there. This is a major site for festivals, parades, public gatherings. There are no events going on that day, the day we visited there, but it says the site can hold up to 30,000 people. I thought it was definitely a great place to take pictures. And from there, we headed to the market for shopping. We stopped for drum lessons. It seemed like we just stumbled upon it, but I know that was a kind of a planned part of the trip. It was so cool. It was as fun as it looked. The instructors made it look so easy, and they were super patient with us.
Clap all your two hands together at the same time for the best. Yeah. Pa pa pa. Boom boom. The bass. After this, we go to the bass. Yeah. It's gonna sound like this.
The experience for me was like, okay, the sounds and vibrations of the drums, we really got into the moment, and it was generating like this pulse energy. We were all kind of united and in sync. I loved it. So it was like we were communicating without saying any words. Definitely one of the highlights of the trip. And for me, this was like, talk about reconnecting with your roots. Just wow. We finished the day with a late lunch at this great place called Buka. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Wonderful ambiance. I noticed this hand washing station at the entrance. I'm not sure if this was like pre-COVID or post-COVID or what, but it was perfect. So cute. Neat little place to kind of wash your hands, wash off, the day or wherever you were just before coming to eat. This restaurant had traditional dishes, definitely some plant-based options there, so that was good. I got the palm nut soup with no meat or no fish. And the thing was, there was, a lot of the dishes, you could ask for modifications so they could be made plant-based, so that really helped. I got the jollof rice and yams, also very good. And they had this green drink that was made with moringa. So food was delicious, great company, great conversation is even better. And I can't say enough about how great our group was. We really all did hit it off. So this made for the perfect, let me get it right, day two, actual day two of the tour.